Because I'm telling you, there are people, they got the Blue Bingo Club. They got the 220 Club. Southern got the Jaguar Club. They got the G Club down the ground. These people been doing it before social media that support athletics, that talk about athletics. If you don't think athletics, man, you go down there, X81, and talk to Grambling and see what they talking about Mickey Joseph right now and what Grambling needs to do. If you don't believe that athletics means, talk to someone from FAMU and what Coach Cozy needs to do. If you don't think athletics matter, talk to those people at North Carolina A&T and what Sean Gibbs has to do. We have always cared about our sport. What you see, and unfortunately, is a very narrow perspective of negativity, unfortunately, that is in this space. And that people come in, and most of the people that are doing this talk are not even fans. They came in with Dion. Right. They weren't longtime fans of Jackson State. They weren't longtime fans of FAMU, Southern, Grambling. Because I talked to them. And you asked them, well, who was the coach before Dion? Oh, I don't know. Who were the top players before Dion brought all those guys? I don't know. You ain't a fan. So that's what I'm just letting you know. We are fans. And this is what this show, and Coach, I'm sorry, I had to do this rant. This is the reason why we literally have a person who was born in the SWAC. He played in the SWAC. He coached in the SWAC. We care. This show is about we caring. That's what's different about this show. Rocky is here because you know what? And his daughter goes to Prairie View. And I respect that. He's here because he cares. Rocky could be doing anything else. He cares about this. So we actually care about the sports, just to let y'all know.
Yeah. We got a caller?
Yeah. We got a
Yeah. Let me know when I can get started.
Hey, keep it fam. I know you like giving them speeches, but we trying to get out here and enjoy some eggnog. So go ahead, do your thing, keep it fam.
All right, here we go. Lies, false narratives, and everything in between. I'm not going to call nobody out, but I'm just going to keep it. I'm going to try to, because that last caller, man, okay. I had a plan years ago, right? On Twitter, on social media, where I talked about a plan. It was called True Group Economics, right? I was talking to Jackson State alums, a few Jackson State alums and a few supporters about it. I said, if you can get 1,000 people who can financially put together $10,000 a year, you will come up with $10,000 and you can finance the university, right? A lot of them told me that it wasn't possible because of the same old conversations, jealousy, it's envy, it's all of these excuses in the space. But a funny thing happened, right? 2 years, I want to say between now, 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, Jackson State got together and did a group economic plan to where they raised $50,000 in 2 weeks through a thing called Giveify that started the KC 100 and Friends without the conversation about my true group economics plan, right? That never happens. But this is what they try to tell me. They talk about black people devaluing black things, but they don't talk about the negativity in this space when it comes to doubt. Because a lot of people in these spaces, what they'll do is they'll say, well, this ain't possible and that ain't possible. And they want this and they want that, but they won't go step by step of people who have laid the foundations of plans throughout the years. Coach Simmons on his YouTube channel is one of them. I am another one. I told everybody this. If you want black people to value black things that are not in HBCU spaces, y'all call them casuals, right? If y'all want these people to financially get invested in HBCU culture and HBCU football, you will have to gravitate towards the things that they care about. And who is that? Your Ed Reeds, your Michael Vicks, your Deshaun Jacksons, I can go on. I can continue to list the people that these people care about. I'm not just talking about any typical NFL player like a Teddy Bridgewater or Sam Shea that nobody's going to care. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people that the casuals will get motivated, right? Will want to spend their hard-earned money and time into HBCU spaces that a lot of them are not privy to or not familiar with, right? But you're going to have to go into those spaces, figure out what they care about. Because at the end of the day, those TV deals and partnerships that HBCUs are trying to get, when it comes to garnering interest from casual viewers, right? You are going to have these figurehead hires, such as an Ed Reed, such as a Ray Lewis, such as a Michael Vick, right? that when you form this super HBCU conference, because I want to make this clear, when you form this super HBCU conference, those deals and those brand partners, whatever you try to get for HBCUs, you will be able to obtain. Why? Because now you have the interest of what they care about. You have to stop thinking about HBCU people, right? Playing HBCU politics, because that's really what it comes down to.
All right.
You're going to have to start thinking about hold on. You're going to have to start thinking about business people and what they think, because they're the ones that you're going to when it comes to sitting down for the deal.
All right, let's have a conversation, right?
Go ahead.
So
go ahead, Coach.
What you're saying is HBCU administrators, HBCU staff must go in spaces where the casual fan is and establish a connection with that casual fan. Is there anything they can do other than hire a celebrity coach in order to do that?
I said this a few times on a lot of other spaces. I said, look, if you can go outside of the means of finding a billionaire, a few of them, right, who are willing to invest the same amount of capital, right, that is going to require to take HBCU athletics and HBCUs as a whole to the next level, then do so. The problem is that they won't do it because they have the same mindset and mentality as the same people that they're going to try to get these interests from, that they're not getting the total value of. Why? Because there's no real value in the space where it should be. What I mean by that is this. Michael Vick adds the value. Deshaun Jackson adds the value. With the hire of an Ed Reed and a Ray Lewis, they will also add the value. When you take these four entities and you combine it with the super HBCU conference, and you go sit down at the table, listen, and you go and sit down at the table with these people who you're trying to get these deals from, these television deals from, right? You will now have the value and the space of what they're trying to look for when it comes to getting the market value of the dollars and asset revenue from casuals, because those are the people that they care about. Not HBCU viewers, not HBCU alums and supporters such as me and Rock, right? That just came into the space because Dion brought our attentions into the space, right? These people that you are trying to get the market value for, the same way that the Mountain West went to TNT and got their value.
All right, that's enough of that. I done had enough of that. I'm sorry, and fam, I appreciate you calling in, but I had enough. So I hope y'all understood what he was saying.
No, I want let me address this point. Let me, because you know what, I've seen that brother on a lot of things. And listen, I'm gonna say this to everybody. Hey man, this show is that we don't mind. Hey man, if you got a opposing point of view, we don't mind you calling up. We just want you to be succinct because we got other people and we want to get to the point. So let me tell you what he's saying. And I sat back and I really listened to him. So again, it's about eyeballs. It's not specific eyeballs. That's what his argument is. It's not specific eyeballs. And he said, hey, these guys, if you have these name brand people, casual people, look like Rocky, you came in because of them. But here's the thing, right? And this is why I think Coach Cole is going to answer this. Okay, you hired Deshaun Jackson, but the value comes in a straight line, right? It starts from an A to a Z point. And here's the thing. If Deshaun Jackson doesn't win, ain't nobody going to watch that game, okay? Nobody is going to watch them play. If the level of players that, again, soon to be NFL type players are not being recruited and developed, nobody's going to watch him. So the question always is, and I think, and Coach Cole knows this, when we were at our zenith, at our apex, we had talented players that people wanted to watch, and we had talented coaches that coached them. So for me, it's not so much as having a name. It's about making sure we got great coaches to develop players. Because you know what I saw? And I'm going to use, I think the pinnacle game was when you watched Jackson State play North Carolina Central. That was high-level football. Ain't got nothing to do with Dion. If you just was a casual guy and you saw that, man, that was a great football game to watch, okay? When you saw FAMU and Jackson State play that 7-6 slugfest down in Miami, and it was score, but that was high-level football because you know what? You had guys all over the field. Isaiah Land, Marquise Smith, Xavier Smith, James Houston, guys on that Nugget, all those guys, Shador, that were NFL-type guys, on there that people were watching. So to me, it's not so much as having the name coach, because again, you got to win, because nobody's going to watch a losing coach. If you don't believe it, see why Bill Belichick doesn't have. Once Tom Brady left, you see, that name didn't mean anything. Nobody wanted to hire him. So that's the reason why I just wanted to point that out. So I think we want to elevate, but just saying that stick a name here and then everybody's going to come running. No, it has to be a total. It has to be a winning product, and it has to be great players that come on the field. And that's the thing that has to also be done.
Well, real quick, and I'm going to get to Johnny because he's one of our followers, man. I mean, you could take any losing program and like I always say, I want to keep, it's the HBCU brand. It's not one school. It's not one person. The upper people has to sell the HBCU brand, number one. Number two, I always said, I've been in a city where when I was at Houston, when I was coaching at Texas Southern, the Titans, they wasn't winning. You could get a seat anywhere in the house. You know what I mean? And people are not loyal, quote unquote, to pro teams. They go watch pro teams to see them play at the highest level. But if they're not any good, people stop going to the game. So why do we think that we're taking some of these guys a celebrity and say, okay, you are now the face of the university? Then all of a sudden, all this money gonna pour in, and then he produces a bad product. It's not gonna happen. So go ahead, Johnny. I just wanted to make sure.
I just wanted to say one thing, Coach Cole. I think it's easier to build a compelling story around a celebrity coach. That's all I'm saying. Because the story is essentially what sells. And to your credit, Coach, winning has to be part of that story.
At the end, that's the end game, Coach. And I don't know. I was just thinking. I said, "Dang, man." So if I run the go-kart and I race the go-kart and I'm the go-kart national world champion, right? Do I hand the go-kart winner my NASCAR car that goes over 50 miles per hour? No. He's going to have to show me that he can go faster. He's been around. I want to see where he at. It just don't happen like that, man. It just don't happen. Tennessee State is going through the same thing. Eddie George came in there. He's been there 5 years. He won the championship. 2,500 people showed up at the championship game. No morale. Season tickets hadn't went up. School is broke. And he's a celebrity. And it just don't happen. I see, and what I've talked to my Tennessee State people is that he don't have the relationship with the alumni. So I want to end it there. You want to pass it to Thornton, Rocky?
Go ahead, Mr. Thornton.
Hey, guys. Hey, Coach Cole, I hate to talk about other people's business, but since you mentioned Tennessee State, you were right. I was talking to one of their alums, and with Coach George, by him not basically understanding the culture, they got into this tiff about showing up and going into the game versus like we do at North Carolina Central sometimes. I have season tickets. We got people that donated tens of thousands of dollars. Stand outside in the overflow area and laugh and talk during the whole game and the parking lot. And now you got at Tennessee State, it's sad because Eddie George is a quality gentleman, and he's becoming a much better coach. He brought in coaches. He did bring assets. He brought in coaches to coach that Tennessee State might not have could have afforded, but they did it for Coach Eddie George. But back to the coaches we are talking about right now, and Coach Prime. I know the good, the bad, and the ugly on Coach Prime, and he has been improving his life every step of the way. And one thing that he did, he coached his children. He didn't just coach his children alone. He volunteered and coached other children. He volunteered and coached. He put into the culture all the way up. He didn't just wake up one day and say, I want to be in charge of Jackson State. So let's get back to who we're talking about right now. You have two coaches that we don't even know if they have degrees or not. And
Wow.
let me tell you about Coach Vic. I'm the first person to say that man was treated wrong with what happened to him. That was wrong. But on the flip side, if y'all want to be mad with somebody, be mad with the Falcons and the Falcons owners. Because Mr. Blank could have stopped it with one phone call. Okay, but that's beside us. Coach Vic has tried to turn it around. But even right now, in the state of Virginia, Coach Vic still, the PETA people, they won't let it go. And you're not supposed to be a teacher if you're a convicted felon. So there's a lot. You can't mix every HBCU in the same bottle. And like Coach Cole say, the celebrity coach is not the instant answer. And Rocky, if you ever come to Durham, we don't play that treating our non-Eagle people, our non-alumni any different than our alumni. If it wasn't for non-alumni in Durham, North Carolina, I wouldn't be sitting here right now, man. They did just as the people from Durham, we affectionately call people Durhamites, and we don't mean it in a derogatory term. They did so many favors for me. It's unreal, Rocky. And again, each culture is different. Sometimes we get so caught up in this butt and seats things. We have people at Central, I'm telling you, man, they give $1,000 a year, $2,000 a year, haven't been on the yard in 30 years to a football game. So this thing about celebrity coaches or NFL coaches, I have no problem with. So
Mr. Thorne, Mr. Thorne, let me step in here.
Yes, sir.
Let me step in here and say something, because I think that's part of the issues you're speaking about, and the reason why HBCU football and HBCU sports have trouble growing is because it's a. And I think Mr. Thornton got some feedback. Maybe maybe it's not. Hold on, let me see.
Go ahead. You sound good, Coach. You sound good.
No, you good. So this is what I'm saying. The fact of the matter is, the football, in order for football to grow, the football has to be important. The football, not the social event that's created by homecoming or a classic or whatever. For football to grow, football is the vehicle for which most major universities has established their brand using football and invested in the football. And so somehow the football has to be important. The football has to be important. Not the tailgate, not the social event, not the Greek show or the band. In order for HBCUs to capitalize on football the way that Alabama, Michigan, Ohio State, University of Maryland, University of North Carolina, the football has to matter. And that's what I think Eddie George is trying to get across to his supporters and the TSU alumni, is that the football has to be important, not the event itself. And I'll let you respond.
I got a good friend of mine. We've had Al Wash on, and one of the things Al Wash said about his game is he's made his football game an event. He's over the Grambling Prairie View game, the State Fair Classic game, and Grambling had beat Prairie View like 30 years in a row. But people kept coming. Every year is 50,000 and 60,000.
He got the Barcades. He got Cameo. He got Luther Vandross.
So what I'm saying is, whoever the coach was didn't matter. We're talking about Doug Williams was the coach for several years there, and it didn't matter if people showed up at the game.
And that hurts football, Coach. That hurts football.
Right, and it was, and that means they made it an event around the game, so it don't matter who the coach was, and that's what I'm trying to get past. At the end of the day, it's about the HBCU brand, and about winning traditions. Because let me give you this scenario of a recruiter, And these guys will tell you, or ex-coaches will tell you, before the NIL, name, like, and image, where they were paying players, the number one thing a recruit will go is to a traditional winning program in a level. That's the first thing a kid wants. I want to play for the best team because I want to play for championships, and I want to get the best opportunity to go to the league. Then they go about coaching, and then they go about the city where the school is. Then they go about, do they know some people? Man, the celebrity coach or coach has to be able to make that kid understand and feel that I can help you get to the next level.
Coach, let me say this, Coach, and I want to point this out, and then we'll let John.
Rocky. Okay. No, Rocky. What I was going to say, I think you misunderstood something. You're right that football has to grow. It takes money to grow a football program, and what I'm trying to explain to you is, at Tennessee State and at North Carolina Central for sure. I give an example. At my homecoming, one of my coworkers, he and I got together, we took $5,000 of our money and turned it into $10,000 and gave it to football. He could not even come to the homecoming game. I spent most of my time on the perimeter trying to make sure our security concerns were intact. That doesn't mean we didn't love Trey and them kids on the field. We had put our money where our mouths were. Several other older, more mature football players than us had given us thousands of dollars, and they said, Johnny, I'll be there next year, or I'll be there the next year. And that's our culture at North Carolina Central. That we put the money in there.
Can I ask one
thing? Go
ahead,
ahead,
Coach Johnny? We're going to have to go to the next thing. You've been a North Carolina Central person. In your career, do people get more money when you guys were losing, or they have to get more money when y'all became a winning program?
We definitely got more money as a winning program, as an engaging program. You got to win, but you have to win. And to add to what you're saying, Coach Cole, over the years, we have been a program that said we put more value on our young men coming in as boys, leaving as young men, going into a variety of careers. And if you luck up and make it to the league, fine. But if you don't, you're going to leave here and you're going to know how to have a job. Coach Johnny Outlaw coached us 11 years in the NFL. Coach Robert Jackson, World War II veteran after being a Hall of Fame player at A&T, first black person to be drafted from
Coach, we got to go to our next caller.
All right. Only thing I was going to say is, Coach Cole, you're right about this. Winning used to matter. Winning is not important anymore because the two most popular college football players this season, the previous year, they only won 4 games.
And who is that?
Travis Hunter and Shedeur. They were the two most popular players in college football. And the year before, they won 4 games from a non-traditional program. So who the coach is in this particular iteration of college football, who the coach is matter, and the attention that the program gets actually matters as well. Go ahead, Marco.
I agree and disagree with both points, celebrity coach and no celebrity coach. I can find agreement with non-celebrity, just traditional coach. I can find agreement with hiring a celebrity coach, but I want to point to what the problem is. The problem is the failure of the SWAC and the MEAC to make strategic alliances and partnerships. Now, if the SWAC had a strategic partnership with the NFL or another sports organization for coach training, and not even just training, but a pipeline of coaches to prepare them to move up and hopefully one day reach the NFL once they complete the training, and also get the representation. That then we wouldn't be hiring celebrity coaches because the pipeline pathway would be in place.
Let me cut you off and say this. They already got that involved. I went to the Exodus Clinic. I've been to Dallas where HBCU have a relationship with the NFL where they're black coaches. Just last year, the NFL gave each NFL team 1 or 2 positions to hire African American. So that's been in place. That's why now that you see a lot of black faces and stuff on the sideline. So
but they don't have a partnership. They don't have an agreement with the SWAC to stick in that. That's something you did on your own, right?
It's not necessarily directly with the SWAC, but it's the positions that the NFL has put together for black coaches, and there is a lot of black coaches that at these schools that are actually getting those opportunities to go spend the summer with the NFL teams. And some of those guys have actually moved. I've a couple of my guys that coach under me is actually coaching in the NFL. So those things are in place.
Marco, see, this is one of the problems as an outsider, and I'm gonna speak as an outsider on this because I don't know the history or whatever. And when you talk about football, why would you want somebody to come in and treat football more important than the actual institutions treat football? Like you're in the reality of it is, if you don't value it, why does anybody else value it? Like it was.
But Rocky,
hold up. Just a few years ago, there are schools just now getting training tables for their college athletes. Just now. That's been going on. I'm 54 years old, and I went to a junior college, Tyler Junior College. We had training table back then.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but
period every night for football players. Let me ask you this. Hold up. Let me say this. So my point is, ain't nobody gonna come this after 40, 50, 100 years. Ain't nobody gonna come to save black people. Don't nobody have to come save HBCU football, because I see all those people at those homecomings. I see all those luxury vehicles at those homecomings. I see all those RVs at those homecomings. I have friends that are from Prairie View that are very wealthy, very well connected all over the state. Don't nobody need to come save HBCUs.
That's why we don't need no celebrity
HBCUs. Don't nobody need to come. Hold on. Y'all got everything y'all need. Y'all just need to invest in football or whatever you feel is important to y'all. You have to give up your money. You may have to drive, instead of driving a S class, you may need to drive a C class. Instead of having a double wide RV, you may have to get a single wide RV. But y'all have everything y'all need to be great.
You talking crazy.
We don't need a celebrity coach. We need to take care of our own. All right, go Marco.
Let me chime in. I think you're both wrong. And here's why. The reason why you're in a situation where you need a celebrity coach is because the school is not spending the money for advertising and marketing for the program. Coach Cole, let me ask you this. In the 70s, 80s, maybe the early 90s, Jet Magazine gone by the 90s. But
you made a point, but go ahead. You going to mess it up.
No, I'm not messing it up. Back in the day, we had national publications that actually handled PR and marketing for all the HBCUs at some point in time. Every time you got a Jet Magazine, it was an article in there about Eddie Robinson, an article about some other coaches, South Carolina State. It was the football, the star player, whatnot. Every magazine sometimes had the cheerleading squad in there, HBCU in there sometimes. There was other magazines that had it in there. Your local black-owned newspapers had articles on your coaches, high school and college. and the players, star players, and where they were born and and all that other stuff.
Marco, let me say this. The reason why I'm gonna sum it up for you. The reason why they want celebrity coaches, because they want somebody to do. They want their people to do what they know they should do. And the only reason they don't do it is because is when they have a celebrity coach. But the celebrity coach know that black people will follow a celebrity, and for that reason they hire a celebrity coach, because the people who support the institution, the people who got degrees from the institution, even the people that work for the institution, they know they don't support it the way they should unless there's a celebrity involved.
Hold on, Rocky. But Rocky, when you pay for PR, you create your own celebrity. And go back. Hold on. Let me make my point now. Let me ask you. So hold on. What's his name here? Well, the other guy on here. What's his name?
Mr. Campbell.
Miss Campbell. What is the percentage or the amount of money that FAMU is spending on promotion and marketing in their athletic budget?
All right, let me now that because I don't want to be non-factual. I don't know that answer, but I want to point out. So I want to.
But the point I'm trying to make
is a perennial winning program.
Before you answer that, there's a difference in how FAMU markets itself locally in the Tallahassee market that everybody from the outside can see. There's a difference right now in what Jackson State is doing locally in its market that everybody from the outside can see, even A&T, even Southern. What I'm saying is this: if you don't pay for PR and marketing, like all this past fall and the summer, Coach Cole, if you had paid a PR firm back then, and I've done no knock on you, but I'm saying if you had paid a PR firm starting in last May, but by now you'd be a celebrity, and it would be crazy to not even talk to you and hire you at this point. Somebody would have had to stop the noise, stop the rain, because that's how PR works. That's what they're paid to do. You tell them what your objectives is, they tell you what the monthly fee is, and they put you in position. That's the cheat code. That is business. If you own a business, you market yourself, you set yourself up so that you can move your most valuable product. And when you have stuff, you have overages, you set yourself up to move the non-moving products. You promote and market it to your target audience. We're not seeing that in HBCU sports. That's why our stadiums are empty.
Marco, can we move to the next one? Because we got to get to the parties too now. You know.
All right.
But let me piggyback on that a little bit. I think he's very correct about our marketing our programs. And I've always said that as if I ever became an athletic director, I would definitely put money into my marketing and stuff before I even put out scholarships and anything else, because you got to let people know, being in the fourth largest city in Houston and going to school there, I think we don't do a good job of that. All we asking for is 0.1% of over 4 million plus people to come to our games. But if you don't know we playing, and if you don't know we over there, so I do buy that model. But go ahead. We got the man.
I've been wanting to have this conversation with you, Coach Cole, because I'm a staunch celebrity believer. This is my thing, Coach. And Delaware State has consistently hired regular guys. Norfolk State has consistently hired regular guys, and none of them have won. And Dawson Odoms was a championship coach, so they did what you would say is, hey, go get a winner. He was a winner at Southern. Brought him over to the MEAC. He never could flourish. And mind you, he only had to win 5 games. I mean, that's it. It ain't the hard MEAC where you got NCAT, Hampton, FAM, Bethune. It ain't that MEAC. You got to win 5 games. You can go 0 whatever and out of conference and win 5 games and go to the Celebration Bowl.
Chennis Berry showed you how easy it was.
My whole thing is this. Does Jackson State get that practice field if it wasn't for Dion? Does TC Taylor walk into that situation? You take Dion out that situation. Are they still playing on that field that gets muddy, that gets wet? They got to come inside. They got to go down the street to play. Like, these are resources. Listen, the thing that I've always said about celebrity coaches is, if I'm not using you for your resources, then this is irrelevant. I do not care about wins and
Can
losses.
I ask one thing real quick? I want you to keep talking. What makes an NFL player? Is it him playing in NFL, or does he have to do something special? Him a celebrity?
I think it has to be
because the model coaches, NFL coaches have came into the league way back. I told you I played for an NFL coach. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I think for this day and age, and I agree with Rocky and Marco with the make your celebrity. You can't make a celebrity. Shut up. That don't even make sense, right? What happens is in this day and age, I want to be very clear. I'm not talking because I don't want to hear nothing about no 70s. I don't want to hear nothing about no 60s. I don't want to hear nothing about no 80s. We're not there anymore. Price of milk was what? 50 cents? We're not there no more. You know what I'm saying? Let's not even talk about those days.
They used to deliver milk.
Come
Well,
on,
let
man.
me stop you right there. Winning and losing don't have no age. And at the end of the day, it always counts.
I'm not talking about wins. I'm talking about the era of media and the era of advertising and the era of business has all changed from the 80s.
This is why I can't buy that, Scotty. Who else is going with this model in sports?
Because they don't need the model because they're making money. In any sport, have any sport hired a person just because he was a celebrity to be the CEO, the head coach of their program? In any sport. But this is my
in
thing.
Any sport.
Listen,
answer that
UAB.
question.
I just answered it. UAB in Colorado.
No.
No.
He had experience. No.
Listen, and Mr. Campbell, me and Mr. Campbell talked about it when he first got hired. Mr. Campbell said Colorado was in such dumps that it was a win-win. It didn't matter if Deion went 2-9. Just the electrifying stuff of what Deion did reinvigorated their financial department.
Where did he do it, Scotty?
And they had like a 1,500. It was a crazy increase
Scotty,
in merchandise and purchases.
HBCU gave him the platform. Deion needed Jackson State just as much.
I never said they didn't.
Deion needed Jackson State way more than they needed Deion.
So Coach Cole, this is I'm gonna step here and just say this. You can't compare the condition of HBCU football, right, to the condition of Colorado. They've needed two different things. Colorado already had a state-of-the-art football stadium. They already had state-of-the-art practice facilities. They already had state-of-the-art treatment facilities. They were pioneers in sports medicine already.
They had training tables.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. I gotta actually. Wait a minute. I got
training from Jackson State.
But wait a minute.
If there's no Jackson State to give Deion the platform, it's no Colorado.
Nobody's saying you're wrong. Nobody's saying you're wrong.
You're right, Coach. You're right.
Wrong. Go ahead, Mr. Campbell.
Exactly, Coach. If Deion was a flop, excuse me, Coach Bishop, I don't know.
Yeah.
I know because we got to go get them drinks now. If Deion was a flop, if Deion flopped at Jackson State, it was no Colorado. And Jackson State will still average 39,000.
And they would have had a practice field.
That was all to me.
And they would have had a practice field. And if you gave the job to TC Taylor, you wouldn't have a practice. You wouldn't have a brand new practice field. No, listen. The players' lounge in the new locker room, that was on the way. The practice field that he got through Walmart, that was not through Jackson. That was through Deion Sanders' connection.
Partnership with Walmart.
But go ahead, Mr. Campbell.
All right. Well, listen, I want to add, because I think this is fascinating. But see, I think both have a play. But I'm going to ask a question to you, Scotty, because I like what you're saying. But I want to compare apples to apples. Now, give me a few seconds. Yeah. Big Sky, Big South, Coastal Athletic, Ivy League, Missouri Valley, Northeastern Conference, Patriot League, Pioneer League, Southern Conference, Southland, United Athletic Conference. Why are those are FCS conferences, schools that are comparable in size with, and some even athletic, but why they not hiring white celebrities then? Because there's way more white people than celebrities. Why are they not? Wait. Why are they not going to get some
How
white
you gonna say, wait? You gonna ask me the question to say, wait.
Hold on, I'm gonna let you answer it. But hold on, wait a minute. There are a bunch of white NFL players that are stars. That I just see that they go coach high school, right? So why don't they go get these white celebrities? To your point. So why they don't do it?
I got a reason, but go ahead, Scotty.
My thinking, because I don't know every FCS conference, I can't speak on that behalf, but I will say this from I'm like, they feel like they don't need that.
Oh, no, it's simple, Scotty. They can't afford a white celebrity.
I don't know about
these
that.
White celebrities are not on the same level as the
No. So this is what I'm saying. I don't think you can afford to FCS school can afford to pay Trent Dilfer.
Wait a minute. So
hold on, I don't agree with that one.
No,
I don't agree with that one.
There are a bunch of white boys. If we just go, I tell you what, if we go Google white NFL player that are coaching in high school, right? And I'm talking about some of these are all pro players.
That's like Philip. Let's say Philip Rivers.
Philip Rivers. Why one of these white conferences called Philip Rivers and say, "Hey, come coach"? He's a celebrity
because they waiting on him to learn how to coach and learn how to be a head coach. That's how it works.
To me, I look at it like maybe this is just how
it's embarrassing.
I look at it like this. It's the same way I felt about Vic going to Sacramento State, then going to Norfolk. You take your ass up to Sacramento State, you gonna get your ass beat up. Like it ain't no 5 games and moonwalking into a championship. That ain't what it is. It's I gotta win the Big Sky. And then I got to get my butt in the playoffs and then make a run in the playoffs. Like, that is a different level of football. And to me, I don't think – I'm going to keep it a buck with you. If if the MEAC – I'm just being honest with y'all. If the MEAC and a lot of SWAC school – like, I would have loved to see Deion in the playoffs. Real talk. Like, I would have loved to see Deion's teams in the playoffs just to see what he could really, really accomplish. The MEAC and the SWAC are not playing. That's not. It's like rec league above AAU league. Like that's what HBCU football is to me. It is rec league, and the playoffs is the FCS playoffs is AAU. It's a different level. That's why when you guys go against these teams, you get mollywopped or you don't win. It just is what it is. That's why those Trey Oliver wins over Elon's and the battles that he's had with Elon's and the battles he's had with other white conference, they mean a lot more to me than you turn around and beating up on a bad Delaware State, beating up on a bad Norfolk State, beating up on a semi-good Howard or whatever, and then Chennis Berry's team or whatever. Like, come on, man. Like, you can't. That's why what Eddie George did in the Big South, it's 10 times. And I'll say it to this. The Jackson State team, Coach Cole, that you think is so dominant, the one that just won the Celebration Bowl, you can never know because they don't play nobody. They don't play anybody. They don't have a great schedule.
Now, can I talk? I played in the Ohio Valley Conference when it was tough, where coaches left there and went on. And now the Ohio Valley, which is now the Big South, have taken on a whole bunch of Division II programs like Linwood and Charleston Southern and those guys, new programs. So, you win a championship, you win a championship. So I wouldn't say that, but I think Jackson State would get in that conference and run through that conference. Now, I just really feel that way.
Well, Scrocky, let me ask you this question. I just looked up. So, Southland Conference, East Texas State got 12,000 students, which is more than probably every SWAC school, right? Why they ain't gonna get a celebrity coach that played?
They did have I think Ryan. What's the Ryan Leaf? He was an OC at one point.
Okay, so I won't say, but no, I'm just using it as an example. So it's amazing to me. This is a school that's comparable in size, right? They're in Texas.
Guys, Miss Scotty, you good at what you do. Do you understand that we're hiring people with no experience besides being a player to be the face of the university?
I have no problem with it. None whatsoever. Because I was hiring. Do you think, okay, who would you rather have? Lee Hall or Deshaun Jackson? I'll take your pick. Take your pick. Would you rather have Lee Hall on your third year being irrelevant, or Deshaun Jackson, and you're pulling down recruits like hotcakes? You are a hot brand right now. Antonio Gates Jr. does not go to Delaware State. If you have Lee Hall, Coach Cole, what about this is hard? I'm not understanding it.
What about as hard as kids do not choose universities, coach, for no coach? What? And if he does, I guarantee. Can I finish? I guarantee you that his choice is not that many. Man, you can't go by this media. This media is fake. That kid might be a mediocre kid.
He might be,
choice.
But he left Michigan State. So even if, okay, let's say he's mediocre. He's not a Power 4 kid. Do you think he didn't have no other place to go? But come on, he came from Michigan State.
Coach. He was in the Big Ten.
No, wait. Now, hold on. Let's think. Wait. Hold on. Let me reverse this. No, okay, Scott. Hold on. Let me ask you this question. So, to your point, you're telling me if he had a group of 5, FIU or somebody, that he wouldn't go there?
He probably didn't have it. He's coming with luck. He's coming with luck.
I think we've been a bit disingenuous. The fact that his dad has a relationship with the coach, they played their contemporaries in the NFL. You don't think that matters why he chose Deshaun Jackson?
I agree.
I agree with that. Yeah. I agree with that.
So again,
but that ain't because he's a celebrity. That's because of relationships. It's relationships.
It's not because he played in the NFL. It has no reason to talk about why he played in the NFL.
He played with his father.
So you telling me all the players that went to Jackson State the year that Deion was there did not pick Jackson because of Deion? I just need to hear it. I just need to hear that.
Oh no! Well, see, I think okay.
Here you go again. Hold on, Coach Campbell. Here you go again, belittling Jackson State. But Jackson State,
none of the players Jackson State would have got if it wasn't for Deion. I don't care what you talking about. That's why they was 3-8 before Deion.
There's a if you go look at the Deion documentary. There are so many players during that documentary that says I wasn't sure what Jackson State was, but I know I wanted to be part of what Deion was doing. Okay. I knew it was an HBCU, but I wanted and I'm talking players like Nugget. Stillman Craig.
Can I ask y'all this?
Go ahead.
Was it just Deion as just being a coach?
That's all they knew was Deion.
Let me finish. Or was it his charisma to go in the house and sell itself?
He didn't do in-home visits.
Man,
he didn't do in-home visits.
Let me tell y'all something. Y'all comparing Deion.
Come on, Coach Cole. You're being super disingenuous right now. You're being super disingenuous, Coach Cole. I'm gonna tell you. Listen, I don't care what coach in HBCU right here, right now, right? They can't out recruit a Michael Vick or Deshaun Jackson. The only thing that's going to keep you out of it is like, I don't want to go to Delaware, or I don't like Norfolk, or I'll take a Trey Oliver because he's done it. He has a resume of doing it, right? So it's like certain coaches can make you, but out of everybody.
Hey, coach, I'm gonna blame Deion, Mike Vick, and Deshaun Jackson all on the career coaches that actually coached in HBCU football before they arrived. Because guess what? Deshaun Jackson and Michael Vick are not there if Chinnisberry don't come up 1 year and kick everybody ass in the MEAC. With 1 year and a bunch of D2 players. 1 year and a bunch of D2 players, he kicks everybody ass and wins. Deion goes to Jackson.
Once again, those are blue bread programs that both of them are taking over. South Carolina have won over 8 or 9 conference championships. He didn't take over no Texas Southern. He didn't take over no Delaware State.
When Deion got to Jackson State, they were 8-3.
Let me finish. Jackson State was Jackson State before Deion showed up.
And they was getting ass kicked.
And they were ass. So what are we talking about? They was ass.
No, never. Jackson
Never.
said
Never. They were losing to Southern.
Can the man from Jackson speak up? Can the man from Jackson speak up?
Listen, man. But see, this is where the argument. See, Scotty's right, and Coach Scott, me and you talked about this, and you just said it. I always said this about Sam Shea. He's a perfect example. Fit versus a need. Norfolk State and Delaware had a need for something different. Sam Shea was not going to be a good fit. Teddy Key was not going to be a good fit. But I tell you what, Tremaine Jackson, and I bet you if we say what Michael Vick is going to do at Norfolk State and what Tremaine Jackson, who do you think is going to in turn out be more successful, Scotty?
I think it's going to be Tremaine because he has a easier schedule.
And he doesn't have the learning curve of coaching that Mike Vick had.
No, because think about it. Like,
you talking about ingenious. Just say the man got more coaching experience.
no, it's not even that. If you give Vic, if you put Norfolk right in the SWAC and they have 8 conference games, he comes out better than Tremaine Jackson. I don't care what you're talking about.
But Tremaine Jackson said, hell, I only got to beat one game. I only got to beat one or two teams,
look,
and I'm in it. So
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And the thing about it is this, Mr. Campbell, is like Vic has that out of conference schedule, even though it doesn't affect the MEAC standings. Like, you lose one game in the MEAC, you're pretty much it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Right? In the SWAC, I mean, you can lose 1 or 2 games in the West and still end up as 3. And you can lose 3 games.
But the thing about it, but in the MEAC, listen, in the SWAC at Prairie View, he could end up playing. Well, he's got to play Grambling and Southern every year. Facts.
They're on rebuilds.
Okay, I'm just saying. No,
Grambling is
the depth of teams he's got to play. Southern would beat every team in that MEAC other than
you're
Southern would beat Howard.
No, they wouldn't even beat Norfolk.
Hey, stop it.
No, they wouldn't beat Dawson Odom. No.
HBCU? Let's not
I
even.
said that. Of course not. But
Okay.
what I'm saying is the level of teams he's going to have to play in the SWAC.
No, they wouldn't beat Morgan and they wouldn't beat Norfolk.
I think that Morgan game be kind of close. I think that Morgan game be kind of close.
Team that they wouldn't beat. We already know South Carolina staying Central, and they wouldn't beat Howard, but they beat everybody else.
And everybody else is on a rebuild.
I saw Norfolk against FAMU, and they gave FAMU a run for their money.
I just think that we got to be honest. I think every team has the ability.
Well, these two over to my left, these 2 gentlemen here, they think the SWAC is just it's garbage.
It is.
Coach Cole, I asked you directly, and don't make me bring up the clip. I says, do you think that? And I said this. I say, do you think Terrence Graves is an exceptional coach, or is he just the best of the worst? What did you say, Coach?
He was best of the worst.
Well, let me. And this is what we got to admit. And I call it.
And that ain't nothing towards.
But wait a minute, Coach. We got in the Deion era. Because this is the 4th year when Deion came.
Yeah.
So what is this? 3-4
Man,
years?
we ain't talking about no Deion, man.
That's the line. No, hold on.
Deion and Jackson State.
No, Coach. Listen. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
I'm talking about a timeline, not
Baby.
because this one rocking. Out of the 4 years, the SWAC has been the worst this year. This is the worst out of those 4 years.
Yeah.
Because year 1, year 2, and even year 3, you have better teams. It was Jackson State, and everybody was up here. That was not like that the first 3 years. It was not. So the only thing that I'm saying is, and that's what my question was originally to you, Scotty, what you're saying about that. I'm just curious why white conferences that are on our same level don't do the same thing. That's the reason why
I don't think me personally, I don't think they need to because of the resources. But let me say this. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna go right. Coach Cole, this is why I said the SWAC is bad. If you have a losing record to every out conference, Southland, you have a losing record. OVs, you have a losing record. Well, I don't know what we're talking about. You can't. I don't. It's you.
Southern got beat 51-7
to Nickel. What are we talking about? And they were in the championship game. Listen. Until you beat out of conference opponents that are in the same rec league as you, What are we talking about?
So let me ask a question. So you think bringing in a celebrity guy with no experience is going to be something different?
I think there's going to be more talent to compete at that level. That is my issue. I think there's more talent to compete at that level, and we'll see it more in the MEAC. Why? Because they have to play out of conference games more or less than what the SWAC has to do. The SWAC needs to turn them conference games down and turn the out of conference games up to be recognized as a real football program.
We will see, because all I've seen in the Celebrity Bowl, Jackson State beat the hell out of South Carolina State.
Didn't they lose? Oh, they're not. Neither one of them are celebrity coaches.
What?
I'm out.
Hey, Mr. Campbell. And you said this, Mr. Campbell. You said that the biggest difference between the era prior to Deion and when Deion got there, the talent level in the SWAC raised up. You even said that.
No. I believe. Now, wait a minute. So I want to be clear, because this is when the transfer portal, things are different. And coach is right, and I think you could always drop down and immediately play. That's nothing new. We've had players to do that, just not to the level because of the portal itself and what it means. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Be clear. A lot of these kids get in the portal, they're thinking they're going to go to the same level. And what happens is, to Coach Cole's point, there are no offers, and then they're like, you know what? Let me go to Jack State. Let me go to FAMU. Let me go to some. Because trust me, in our heart, if you don't believe it, we got kids that came. The kid that left from LSU came to FAMU. That boy dipped, but he didn't get another thing. Look at Nobles. Nobles played. Hold on, wait a minute. Nobles should stay at Jackson State and be the defensive player of the year. What does he do? He wants to go back up, and that's why he left. If he would stay at Jackson State, and we're going to try it, be the same that all them guys left FAMU. And those guys didn't even play. If they would have stayed at FAMU, they would have been all conference, they would have been all Americans, and they would have been at the HBCU Legacy Bowl where NFL people would have seen them.
Well, yeah, you got, Rocky, you got all those guys this because they're in the portal and because they play Division 1A. That don't mean they come with some luggage. They come with, some attitude luggage. They come with some talent luggage. They come with some luggage, Coach. Believe me. I've coached some of the best. But guys, look here, man. We're going to cut it right here. Man, boy, appreciate you. Man, I love you guys. But hey, man, I tell you, thanks for guys for watching. We're about to bring in a new year. I got to be able to get where I need to get. My boys got to get where they get. Hey, look. This is the end of the year. I'm tying the knot, and I'm holding on tight to the next year, 2025. And if you have any problems, man, tie that knot, hold on tight, because ain't nobody bad like you.
Hey, my name is Danny Wilson, and I won $500 on the lunch break with AJ Jones.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.